Vincenzo'S Go Crypto Investing. And today you can see Luna. Look at that. Luna had a big pump last night. Luna 2.0. Anybody that got into that, made a swing trade on that, you killed it, right? But that's the only thing you want to be doing with Luna is swing trading it. You do not want to be long-term hodling it because you're going to get bit and you're going to get bit hard. But there's going to be a lot of things going on in the markets over the next 3 to 6 weeks where I think this bear market is going to continue. And I think this bear market rally in the equity markets and in stocks are going to start to fizzle out. And I think things are going to get very, very interesting over the next few weeks. And it's something that you guys need to be aware of. And I'm going to also put out my top 2023 coins that are going to be the best performers of 2023. Even if the bear market is still going on to start the year, I believe there's going to be a top 5 coins that you should start to accumulate as the price continues to fall. And on every dip, you should accumulate a little bit, right? And I'm going to give you that list here before the next few days. And we're going to go over why you should buy these coins.
All right, we're going to stop this car ahead of us because this plate that's on the car.
We're going to go over why you should buy these coins and the utility of these coins. Unlike BitBoy Crypto's horrible call where he told you to buy Celsius as a top performer of 2022. Oh, it was a top performer, all right. It was just a top performer into the shithouse. Bam! Right? And we're gonna sidestep all that nonsense. We're gonna give you the coins that are really good coins without none of this nonsense that these other people give you, right? I'm sure he's a great guy. He's built a great channel and company on crypto, but that was a very, very bad call. But we all make bad calls, right? Let's see. And this is something you need to watch out for too. When you get all these celebrities, movie stars, etc., getting paid to promote coins or paid to promote projects, you want to stay away from those because usually it's very expensive to pay these people to promote. And usually when they're paying to promote, it's at the top of a bubble like crypto.com. Just like crypto.com. When they took over the Staples Center and made it the Crypto.com Stadium in LA, that was essentially the top of that bubble, and that coin's collapsed ever since. But you can see in this quick update with the Bitcoin price, you can see we're still sitting on this area that we talked about last night. And as long as you can hold above this, you can remain bullish, right? But if you slip down below this and start using that as resistance, you know it's bearish and you would trade down closer to this area, right? So that's what we're watching out for in the Bitcoin price. Can this break out of this? Because, if we go into our macro pattern, right, out of the micro, you can see I think this is one big bear flag, right? See that? This is like a bear flag to me. Where you got your flag pull and then your flag, right? And eventually this is going to exhaust itself and the technical target is all the way down there. And I believe it's going to get down there because we've had this target, right, since the Bitcoin price was at 63,336 and rising, right? And we had this $13,336 target. And I believe that is going to get hit and is going to get met. But right now we're still in this uptrend, right? So we're going to continue to watch out to see how high this can actually get. As high as I think it would get out in the weekly time frame is the 200-day moving average, right? That's as high as I think it would get. Let's delete some of this nonsense now. No, that's actually relevant. But that's as high as I think it would get is up here at the 200-day moving average. And the 200-day moving average in the weekly time frame is at $26,069. And that's why that price target's up there. If you can overshoot up there in the weekly time frame. If we look at XRP, because it's everyone's favorite coin, let's look at you can see in the weekly time frame what we got going on here. You can see we're in a big rounding bottom. And in the weekly time frame, the highest I think you could get here on a big pump up after this big dump that old Vincenzo forecasted would be up in here, right around the 200-day moving average. And you can see the 200-day and the weekly is just trending sideways. But I believe the 200-day is going to start to slowly start to trend down. And if you got a big massive pump here, I think the 200-day at about the 50 cent-ish area would knock you down. And the old XRP price, right? You get a little algo here. You can see algo is the same thing. There's not a 200-day moving average in algo in the weekly because the coin's not big enough. But you can see algo on any kind of big pump, I think you would get rejected right up into this area, right? 45, 46 cents, right? You can see we called that short from way up there, right? So that's what's going on in algo. And then we'll finish out with a little Bitcoin news. Let's go to some Bitcoin news. Binance says it lost 90% of customers, billions in revenue due to KYC compliance, right? A lot of people don't want to do the KYC, but the United States and other countries are making you do KYC, know your customer, right? That's what KYC is. And if people want to trade crypto, they're going to have to do KYC as more and more regulatory things go on. The same thing as if you open up a standard brokerage account to trade stocks, commodities, and mutual funds, they have to know their customer with compliance. And that is a big problem because that's 90% of customers. That's a big, big fall for Binance. That's hard to. What happened in recent interview with CoinDesk, Binance compliance team Tigran Gambron and Matthew Price, former investigators at the U.S. Internal Revenue Service cybercrime unit, said the exchange triggered KYC policies has come at a cost to the business. We have lost 90% of our customers after implementing KYC, losing billions in revenue, said that guy. The Binance compliance executive statement came in response to questions on whether the exchange decision to lower non-KYC compliance accounts Bitcoin withdrawals limit to 0.06 BTC has led to a decline in illicit activity, according to Game Bryan and Price. Game Bryan and Price, it sounds like a law firm. This limitation has led to the huge difference in illicit activity as percentage of overall transactions. Right, Binance has a trading volume of 14.5 billion, far exceeding FTX, Coinbase Global Inc., which has a daily trading volume of 1.33 billion and 1.2 billion, respectively. Over the last few years, Binance and CEO Changpeng Zhou have been the subject of several critical media reports over allegations of loose KYC and AML policies. Most recently, a Bloomberg Business article. I hate Bloomberg. I think they're communist scumbags. Article reprinted by Hong Kong-based Modern Media, uh, promoted CZ to file a defamation lawsuit against the publisher. So we'll see what happens with that. And we're going to continue to give you some updates later on today. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love. Peace and love.